Rob, get your feet off the table. One. Strano! Rob, get away from the panel. Rob, stop it. No, Rob, stop. Don't press that button. Rob! Rob, don't do that. Rob, no, you know what? Fine. Just learn.
Yo! The old fork in the outlet, the ultimate bad thing. But you know what the ultimate good thing is? The Golf Kingdom Show. Let's bring in our blueprint right here. As always, we started off with Build It, Pop Culture, and Kiss. In the middle section, we've got our guest, Scott Fawcett from Decade Golf, and Meme Me Up. That sounds like it's a fun segment. Then, in the bottom part, it's Mach 3. It's a putting service announcement. And as always, we close with the time to rise. Are you ready? We're going to fix your bad things because it's time to build here in the Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to the #1 golf variety show in the world. Are you ready to build your game? Here's your host, Rob Strano.
Well, I know I said we were going to start with the Build It segment, and it is. I'm just without the hard hat and the tool belt, but it's our Build It segment. I'm going to help you understand something that this causes you to do to mess up your golf swing and teach you the right way to do it. So we're still building, but we're building in black and white today. Let's look at the right move and the wrong move. Let's start with wrong first. So in the golf swing, the club moves sideways as it starts back. So when it moves, it's going that way. What you don't want to do is you don't want to move that way. They both don't go sideways. This is the big error in golf is everything goes sideways and you get this look going back where the hip is going sideways and the club is going sideways. No, you take that move, the club going sideways with your buddies telling you, keep your head still, don't move your head. Don't look around, just keep your eye focused on the ball. Keep your head from moving. So I'm gonna move sideways and keep my head still. And now I look like this. No good, can't hit a golf ball from here. Everything's gone sideways and this hasn't gone anywhere. That's the wrong move. From down the line, it looks like this as I go back, and that doesn't look so bad. So you can be fooled looking down the line, but here's what you wanna see when you take your videos. If this is you, here's what you gotta understand to fix it. The club goes sideways, like I said, but you don't. This trail hip is gonna shift a little, not much, maybe ½ an inch this way, and then it's gonna go south behind you. So your body's gonna go this way as the club goes that way. So it's this move here. The club goes sideways, this hip goes back, and this shoulder goes back. It's like I'm starting a lawnmower. I'm making this move right here, going back. My body's going this way, upper body this way. They're not going sideways. From the front view, that move right there looks like this with the club. Boom, going back. Now, the other thing to watch out for is, as the club goes sideways and you turn, you don't want to start doing this and bringing the club with the turn. That's an equal screw up. Remember, the club goes sideways and goes up. It doesn't go around you there and then go up. That's going to lead to over the top moves. So we got a couple things we're managing here in your game to get it right. As always, I tell you, get in a mirror at home. Look at yourself. If you see this ding-dongy move of the hip, you see your head locked in a vise, and you're doing this to start back, there's a lot of bad things that's going to lead to down at the ball when you go to hit it. It's also possibly going to hurt you when you swing if you're strong and can really swing this stick. So recapping, here's what we don't want. Sideways and sideways. We want this piece and this piece going back as the club goes sideways. That'll give you this nice look of club outside your hands here as this hip is deep and this shoulder's pulling deep right there, that move. Then the club goes up like this. Now you've got room to shallow it, bring it inside, and come back to the ball. This sideways action, it makes sense for those of you learning golf. Oh, the club's going that way. I'm gonna move with it. It's logical, but it's wrong. Video yourself, have your friends watch you, get set up. If this is you, do what I said to get it right, and maybe, just maybe, you'll start to hit it a lot better. Let's talk about a catchphrase in our pop culture segment that you hear all the time in sports, especially in games that are timed. And the saying is, it's a tale of two halves, or the game has been a tale of two halves. Well, you know what? Golf can be a tale of two halves, and I've got a scorecard here. In fact, I've got two scorecards here. So how can your scorecard be a tale of two halves is the question. So the scorecards I'm looking at, this player shot a smooth 46 on the front nine, and 39 on the back. And then the next day they shot 40 on the front nine and 49 on the back. So these scorecards, they're a tale of two halves. And my question for you is this: how do you need to think of these two scorecards? Because all you're gonna do is go 46-39, boy, I screwed up the front nine, and you're gonna go 40-49, and boy, did I play terrible on the back nine. But here's how I want you to look at this: a tale of two halves. So here's your scorecards, right? Two scorecards. It's almost like a magic trick coming. We're gonna make it a tale of two halves. I'm gonna tear them in half. Boom. Let's see. There's the 46. Throw it out. The 49. Yeah, let's throw that one out too. So a tale of two halves. If I put the 40 and the 39 together, what do I have? I've got 79. Here's what you need to realize. You can do it. If you can do it on the front, you can certainly repeat it on the back. Don't get thinking down the line that you shot 39 on the front, and here we go, I've got to go to the back nine, and I'm nervous. No, just start all over. Go, it's 9, and it's 9. And we've played the front nine good, and the back nine good. That way you take your two halves, bring them together to bring a whole, and what have you got? You got a really good round of golf. And sometimes as you work on this, you may have the tail of the front nine being really good, and the back nine may start off good, and then we don't finish strong. Just keep going. Keep working on stretching your round longer, and pretty soon your tale of two halves will come together and make this great hole. Keep it in mind. You can do this. Bring your halves together to create a really good hole. So in the KISS segment, we're going to stick with our theme of bad things. And you saw in the beginning, putting the fork into the outlet, that's a bad thing. Let me help you understand it from a golf swing standpoint, how to avoid those bad things when you're out there playing or practicing. So let's come to the wide view here. So here's what we've got. I've got a couple sticks on the ground, and I'm gonna stick with the fork in the outlet theme here. So these sticks on the ground represent 3 golf swings. So let's just say you're working with your coach and you realize when you make a certain swing, you hit the ball to the left. We're gonna call that swing A. Then all of a sudden you make a swing and the ball goes to the right, and that's swing B. The white one right down the middle, that's our good swing. That's the ball going where you want it to go when the coach gets you to do it exactly the way you want to. Well, here's where the bad things, you gotta focus on doing them right. Once you know this is bad and that's bad, we know we don't want to take this swing and that one. This is the one we want to focus on. It's knowing your feels. Your coach should help you know your feels. When you feel this shot, I'm set up on the white stick and I come over the top and I yank this one to the left a mile if I'm playing right-handed. I know I don't want to do that, and I know what it feels like. So you know what? Like the fork in the outlet, I don't do that. If this is a shot you hit where you kind of shove it way out to the right because the club face is open and you can feel your hands keeping the face open, we don't do that one. When you hit the good one, you know what it feels like? You fight to not do this one and not do that one, but to come right down the white stick and hit the good shot. So know your feels. It'll make golf easier, much like the KISS segment. The Keep It Simple Strano. This is a simple way to help you get it right. Now, stay tuned. We've got more awesome stuff coming up, including our guest, Scott Fawcett, here in the Golf Kingdom. And we'll be back faster than one swing and one putt.
If you can find more distance, you get that much more of an edge.
The ball has to perform consistently in every condition.
To gain an edge, I need to see the breaks other people can't.
That's why I play Chrome Soft XLS.
That's why I play Chrome Soft X.
That's why I play the Chrome Soft TrueViz.
Are you a little bit in the dark with your golf game? Well, I got something cool for you. Watch this. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's pro pointer. Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me, enable your Amazon skill on your Alexa device. And every day you get a free tip from me just by simply asking to open Golf Kingdom. Well, it's guest time, and I've got a really cool one. This is one of the guys that's on the cutting edge of golf. It's Scott Fawcett from Decade Golf. And not only is he cool, not only does he have great information, but he's a noun and a verb. Scott Fawcett's his name, but decading and faucetting, we talk about that when we talk about what it is to do with Decade Golf. Scott, great to have you back here in the Golf Kingdom.
Great to see you as always. Nice running you at the PGA show last week, and look forward to seeing where we go with this.
Absolutely. Okay, what do you got for us? You always got something good on your mind. Where are you going to take our players and make them better? Take it away.
Well, last week I spoke at the open forum that Chris Como always puts together, and I was talking on a panel. I thought I was on a panel about hitting it straight versus shaping it one direction, and I'm probably one of the most vocal guys out there about shaping the ball one direction. And really, that just gets back to the idea that I'm always trying to eliminate the big mistakes. I just trust that the variance within your shot pattern is going to result in good shots. We're going to get some birdie looks almost by accident, and then we're going to really try to eliminate the bad shots. So when you start trying to work the ball both directions, in my opinion and experience, and I do try to say opinion because this is something I don't believe you can actually prove with a scientific study, because you can't have one player go shape it one direction for 6 months and then they're just altering their own game around too much. So I don't think it's really something you can actually test correctly. But when you start trying to work the ball both ways, you are introducing if I'm trying to fade it, and now when I start trying to hit a draw, I'm going to miss it about 20 or 30% of the time. I'm going to hit a block cut. And those are just always off the planets. And so what you really have to understand is that golf is more of like a Venn diagram, shot patterns and targets. So this first image that we're looking at here, I just have two shot patterns, just two ovals that are laid over, one directly over a front left hole location, and then the yellow one is laid directly over what would be the air quotes decade target, the mathematically correct target. And what you can see is the inner portion of the shot patterns, literally about 80% of these shot patterns essentially are exactly the same, even with targets that are 5 or 6 yards apart. And what we're really doing is we're trading out the left side of the shot pattern in the red oval for the right side of the shot pattern in the decade oval, the yellow oval. And those shots are just almost always 99% of the time going to be much better to be missing it, towards the fat side of the green, if you will. And so then when you start talking about shaping it one direction, now, I'm going to play a fade 100% of the time, similar to Max Homa. It was just perfect timing that we heard Max mic'd up over the weekend saying, I'm going to hit the same shot over, and it's always a fade. It's always a fade. And then yesterday, or 2 days ago, I guess, on number 16, hole's playing 200 and some odd yards long, and the pin is on the left, and Max stands up there and hits his standard fade, but he just didn't fade it quite as much as he was planning on. And so some people would say, was this a pull? And I'm like, it would need to be a little bit further left for me to start considering a pull. In my opinion, he just kind of hit the left side of his shot pattern. So this next image, you can see me in my simulator just hitting 10 or 15 draws and 10 or 15 fades. And what you'll notice on both of them, the left side of my fade shot pattern is just kind of straight, and the right side of my draw shot pattern is just drawing less than I actually intended it to. So you actually can stuff a golf shot to a left pin while playing a fade, and I think that's what most people can't quite wrap their head around, and yet then we had Max Homa just illustrate it perfectly on Saturday. The last image that I want to show you here is just this idea that from 3 feet on the PGA Tour, they average 1 stroke to hole out. From 8 feet on the PGA Tour, they average 1.5 strokes to hole out. So in the first 5 feet, from that's good to, it's 50-50, it's a coin flip, that only takes 5 feet. We have to go 24 more feet all the way out to 32 feet to lose that next half shot of value. And so what people who, again, for a left pin that want to hit a draw in there, yes, it might aesthetically look cooler that it's shaping towards the hole, but in order to really hit a truly meaningful shot, you need to hit it really inside of 8 or 10 feet. And so you have to get both the direction and the distance correct. And I just think that's a really difficult thing to do while shaping the ball both directions, as opposed to like our Venn diagram image, just letting the variance within your shot pattern create those shots.
And I love how you said that. You said hitting a meaningful shot in there. I play left to right, much like you talked about. And going to left flags, I've always kind of liked that look of I'm going to hit it at that left flag, and it's just not going to miss left. If I yank it left, bad on me. Talk more about that meaningful golf shot thing, because you work with a ton of tour players, starting with Will Zalatoris through all these guys now. Go deeper on that meaningful thing.
Well, again, I'd rather you be 20 feet than 30 feet, like obviously. But at the end of the day, that 10 foot difference, it's only about a tenth of a shot. So yeah, being 20 feet's better than 30 feet, whatever. But literally every single foot from 3 to 8 feet is the same amount. It's a tenth of a shot. So if we go from 1 stroke at 3 feet to 1.5 strokes at 8 feet, every foot is about a tenth. So for it to really matter, like to where I actually think you have a chance of making it with any sort of consistency, we need to get it close. And like I say, just the subtle variances in wind on the PGA Tour, especially, we're using pin sheets where the pin sheet is to the front of the green, and then the markings for how deep the pin is goes straight up the green. So even if you do the trigonometry, like we're not getting into the Pythagorean theorem here on your show, but at the end of the day, the trigonometry, like you don't even have accurate distances, slightly inaccurate distances, tons of subtle variances in wind. This game is a game of approximates at best. And so you really just need to be avoiding mistakes and bad scores more than you're trying to intentionally make good scores.
And that last quote is a great way to end our segment with Scott Fawcett from Decade Golf. Scott, where can everybody find you out there in the internet world? Where are they going to get up with Scott Fawcett?
At this point, you can Google me, and unfortunately, it's pretty easy to find sometimes. Just if you go to decade.golf, you're going to find everything that you need.
Awesome. Scott, thanks for being here in the Golf Kingdom, and it's always great to wind you up and let you go. Now, we've got some more great stuff coming up in here in the Golf Kingdom. Get ready, because it's time for... Stardate 2023. Stranologue. There appear to be nothing but memes on this planet, and they're all golf memes. Scotty, prepare to meme me up. But while we're here, how about we check out the golf memes? There's some crazy stuff out there. Let's look and see what we've got in the world of golf memes. How about this one? When I was young, I was a poor golfer, but after years of playing practice, I'm no longer young. That's probably true for a lot of people. Get out there, get some golf lessons, get better. What's the next one in our memes? When you find the perfect push card for your game, yeah, just put it in the trash can along. Next one, what do we got? If Monday was a golf shot, isn't that true? Mondays aren't any fun. And that golf shot, that's not a hole-in-one, I can tell you that. Next one, we got a beer a hole, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's fun for these guys, and they're doing the responsible thing. They're posing behind him like he's a dead deer that they've killed. Next one, when you hate being a caddy, yeah, just kick Mr. Haverkamp into the lake. There's a good idea. What's next for us here in our memes? When you hit a ball into the woods and walk out with 5 more, it's like an Easter egg hunt sometimes. You go in for your ball and you come out with 5 good ones, and you feel like you've just struck gold. Next one, what do we got? That moment when you see your boss on the golf course after calling in sick. Oh my gosh, that's a great one to end on. And it's time for me, you know what, Scotty? Meme me out of here. I've seen enough golf memes for one day. Well, it's time for our putting service announcement. Yes, a PSA to help your game, to help you with the flat stick. And we've got on here the Capto precision putting technology. Yeah, these are my people. They're out of Italy. I tell you what, I love when I talk to my Capto gang and they show me something new. And this is the new Gen 2 Capto putting sensor. And I'm going to show you some data here. So let me hit a putt first, and then the data will come up on the screen. So I'm just going to hit a putt here at this cup, and we're going to see what the data looks like. So I putted it over there. So let's see what the data looks like. So the data's gonna come up on the screen. So here's what we've got. It gives us all kinds of great data here. And we're gonna get to arc first. So it's gonna show you the arc. So as the putter comes back, you're going to see it go low to high. So as it comes back, it's low right here. And you can see the numbers. As it gets to right here, it's zeroing out. And now it's starting to rise. And you'll see that brown line, the putter is rising. So it looks like a piece of pizza or a sideways smile, like a smirk. It's low and it's rising. And that's what you want. We've got a lot of rise coming through because we want to make that ball tumble over. Now, the next thing, we're going to 3D motion data. And you're going to see the same thing here in the 3D motion. You're going to see the putter come back low, and you're going to see it rise as it comes through. So it's low. The yellow line rises as it comes through. This is what we want in our putting strokes. We don't want this putter going high to low to high, like you're chopping down on it. We want this low to high look. As you look at that 3D motion guy, you can see the yellow line here is under the white, and then it's above that white line there. So when you think of this, think of it in relationship to your shoulders at setup. If my shoulders are wrong at setup and not in this tilt, I will be wrong as I hit the putt. So when I get this tilt, lead shoulder up, trail shoulder down right here, you can see this makes the stroke look like that. So as the putter comes back, it goes low, it's along the ground, and then it rises as it comes through. Practice getting in this setup. Get in this setup right here. Go ahead, follow through and learn to hold your finish as the putter has risen. So I'm gonna get set up, get my shoulder tilts correct, and I'm gonna take a follow through and hold right there, boom. Make sure the putter is up, not out and not too far in, but let it go up and just gradually come inward, and you'll find you'll catch the ball on the rise and it'll start rolling right away. It won't skip, it won't hop, it won't bounce. Work on that. And the Capto, it has given us the data we need. So come see me for a lesson. We'll put the Capto Gen 2 sensor on there and we'll get you all this great data to improve your putting. This has been a putting service announcement here in the Golf Kingdom. We're talking speed, we're talking fast, we're talking Mach 3 speed training. I've got the fastest man in Texas coming in. It's Michael Romatowski. He's somewhere there. There he is. He is Mr. Mach 3. He's Mr. Speed. Michael's got a cool training aid. What do you got, Michael? Go.
Hey, Rob. Great to be here on Golf Kingdom. This tool is called a Mamba. The handle has a stiff part. That's always the part you hold. This part is flexing. I want to show you with this tool the value of a 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock pattern. So you're going to see my backswing only about right here, my forward swing only about right here, but I'm going to try to project a lot of energy forward toward the target. The last thing I want to do is drive my energy downward. I don't want to change direction with my one bolt of energy. I want it simply going outward and upward toward the target. So I'm going to start with a small little pattern here. I'm going to keep the rope in front of me right now, and I'm just going to get a nice rhythm and a good tempo. And now I'm going to take it a little further back and then more powerfully out to the front. So I just want all my energy really working from here forward. I don't want to go up, down, and out. I only want to go out with my energy. So here we go. Here to there, basically 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I'm not using a lot of hand and wrist action. I'm trying to drive all of this with my ribs. Here we go, 9 to 3. So I'm just working through the impact area, but I want to put more and more energy out to the front, always to the front. So what's happening is I'm developing my ability to project energy, therefore strength, power, and distance out to the front, but I'm also getting a great workout of my obliques, my glute medius, all the muscles that are crossing the body in front of me. So again, this tool is called a Mamba. You hold the stiff part, you let the flexible part work for you to develop energy and strength.
Michael, that's awesome. I love the part about not throwing energy down, projecting it forward. That's what tour players do. We've learned to take this energy in the small place and throw it forward. Michael, thanks for being with us here on the Golf Kingdom. As always, find him at Mach 3 Speed Training. Go out there. The Mamba. Who thought the Mamba was this? The Mamba is for your speed and to project your energy forward and hit it farther. You know what I need? I need you to get in the fight. Yes, it's time to rise. We're going to talk about getting in the fight, about not backing down. And as always, time to rise has got a little golf and a little life. Let's look at a quote that I used the first time I was on Golf Channel. And it goes like this: "Fear whispers to the warrior, you cannot withstand the storm." And you know what the warrior whispers back? He whispers back, "I am the storm." I need you to be the storm. I need you to get in the fight. I need you to not back down, whether it's golf or life. So here's what happens on the golf course. You get going, you get playing good, and all of a sudden you realize, this is the round of my life. I'm playing the best I've ever played. And you know what you do? You back down. You get worried, you get nervous, you worry about screwing it up. No, get in the fight. Don't back down. Be the warrior, bring the storm. Keep going, keep fighting. Same thing in life. We get to certain situations where we back down. I remember one time that I still think about in high school, and it involved a friend of mine who was being bullied. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I just kept going because the guys were seniors and I was a freshman. I still regret it to this day. I should have stepped in and said, "This is my friend. Leave him alone." So even if we would have gotten our butts kicked, I would have not backed down in that situation. I still regret it, and that was a while back. Don't back down no matter what it is on the golf course or in life. Get in the fight, keep going, be the warrior, and bring the storm. Are you as sad as I am? Because the Golf Kingdom show has come to an end, and it's time to recap what we talked about to help your game in our Stranotes. Let's bring in our first note. And what we talked about was the club goes sideways, but you don't go sideways with it. And I explained how to fix that. Then we went to your feels. Yes, you know your bad feels and you know your good feels. Every time you swing, fight to make the good feel swing, not the bad ones. Know your feels. Then the last thing was in the putting service announcement, the putting stroke. It's a smirk, or the putter rise is going through, or it looks like a low and then a piece of pizza going up. Any of those, that way the putter's rising, you get the ball rolling end over end. Now, for more Golf Kingdom, because I know you want more, you can watch all the shows on our Roku channel or on our new YouTube channel. Also, go out on social media, the Golf Kingdom's there, or follow me, Rob Strano, on social media to get all kinds of fun stuff here behind the scenes in the Golf Kingdom. Thanks again for joining me for another great show about bad things here in the Golf Kingdom. So first I hit the wrong key. Now I don't know what happened. Are we having fun yet?